Here we have a pretty overgrown laurel hedge, and it's got a little bit of pyrocanthus in the middle and a bit of privet on one end. And this is the first time I've cut this hedge, so unlike sort of when if you do hedges on a regular basis, you know, a couple of times a year for someone, you sort of know the hedge. Being this one was a little bit unknown quantity sort of thing, you tend to be a little bit more cautious and on your cutting and that, but you know, it just takes that a little bit longer. But in total, this hedge took me 2.5 hours, and there was actually a back hedge, which you'll see a little bit on the end of the video, which took me 2 hours. So it was a nice job to do, actually. You could see where I'd been. What I'll do is I'll explain the sort of method or process I did on this one. I know a lot of you fellas out there, and ladies, you know, probably you don't need me to tell you, but I'll explain how I did it. The chap went a little bit lower than apparently it normally was, so what I did about a third of the outside face, and then he wanted it cut to this height of the pillar. So I started in this corner to give me height, basically, and just get this end right, and then use this as a reference point for the rest of the hedge. And I wouldn't say luckily or unluckily, but I was actually cutting probably about 2 inches into older wood, which it cut alright. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. But say sometimes if I'd have had to gone a little bit lower, I think you could have had to put another half hour in the job, because well, we all know that laurel can be hard old stuff if you start into that thicker bit. At this point I've got the end near the pillow where it needs to be, so I'm just running the hedge cut just 2-3 inches into the hedge, straight line. Fortunately, which don't happen very often, I'm on a nice flat tarmac front path, so you don't often get them, so usually flower boards and whatnot. But like I say, I've only run it in about 2-3 inches, the hedge cut, so if I have dropped a little bit, or you know, we can sort of merge it in and get it back to where it was. And I'm back on top here again now, sort of working my way along, cleaning that first edge off all the time. You know, just making sure I'm happy with that, it's straight. I call it short reach, some people might call it a mid reach hedge cutter on the whole of this front hedge. I actually think this short hedge cutter is absolutely brilliant, the traditional, I'd call handheld normal hedge cutter, I don't use anymore. Haven't used it for a long time now. To be honest, it used to kill my arms and back. So this replaced it, and it's just so comfortable to use. And I mean, I use this about 90% of the time now. But I did use the Titan with a long reach on the back hedge, as it was just a little bit too wide. And I've actually put about a 2-foot chamfer on the front edge of this hedge as well. And here you can see, near enough all the way along the hedge now. It's cut in, it's fairly straight, just got to clear the top off, and the bit of privet this end has got to be merged in. But like I say, this was a good job to do. You can see where you've been. As I was saying, there's a bit of privet on the end of this, and I often find hedges which have got more than one species in it, where they merge together, you have to, well, I have to be careful to keep the level the same, as I find different types of hedging will react differently once that bit of weight comes off them. Privet, I always tend, like when I did this, I actually cut it slightly higher than I needed, and then go over it a second sweep to bring it down to the level it needs to be. I had my visor about halfway down on this bit, because I'm in a bit of there's a bit of pyrocanthus mixed in here, and you get, because I'm cutting in some sort of quite hard bits, it's a bit like hawthorn. You get the shrapnel come out at you. It's square stuff. It just them little bits come flying at you, so you know, it pays to be careful, because if you get one of them thorns come flying at you, it's going to hurt. And this is the inside of the hedge. I think I've probably shown you me cutting it, because you've seen me do the front. And this is all done. I did 3/4 of the top from the outside, and it was only sort of 1/4 of the top I did from the inside. And I was quite pleased with it. It's nice and flat. It's always nice when you can stand back and think, yeah, I got that, I got it right. You're not always lucky sometimes, but they come out nice. Even the chamfer managed to keep that pretty even as well. And as I said, this one, the front took me 2.5 hours, and by this point the sun had come out, and it was ever so humid and close. And we're in the back garden now, another laurel hedge. This one actually a little bit longer than the front, but a bit more basic. It's basically cut into a square. It was just this side and the top, as the neighbours, they sort of go other side themselves. So. where this job was a bit further than I would normally travel, but it was a recommendation, and so I had a look and got the job, and may have another bit out of it in respect of there's another bit right at the bottom of the garden, that bit there. He wants all that reduced down to that middle part height. So I'm estimating it'll be 2 days to take all that down. But I'm going back in the autumn when all the leaves off, so I can actually see a little bit better. So sometimes, you know, it pays to spread stuff about. So it's potentially 2 days if I want it, and if I can do it. I winter work there, so you know, this one's turned into a good job. And there it is, all pretty much cut. All by the tidying up. So I used the Titan, the long reach, to get across that one. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed, and thank you.